Coconut water. I'm so dehydrated, it's absolutely ridiculous. I feel so dry, my whole body just feels dry, and I keep moisturizing and shit. I just feel really dry. So anyway, welcome back to my YouTube, people. It's your girl Honey. Today we're talking about having your Mercury in Cancer. Why now am I making this video? Because I completed a whole Mercury series like 8 months ago. The reason why I'm having to do Mercury in Cancer now is because I made a Mercury in Cancer all those months ago. I put it onto YouTube and YouTube made it silent. There was some type of YouTube glitch. There's a lot of glitches on YouTube. Those of you who are on YouTube will know about it. And I had to delete the video. And I wanted to remake it, but I never got around to doing it. But over the past week and a half, I have received a shitload of comments from you guys asking for Mercury in Cancer. So I thought, let me just do it now, get it out of the way. Here we are, Mercury in Cancer. It's going to be a really quick video, or as quick as I can be, because I've got a shitload of videos to do anyway. All right, so Mercury in Cancer. What can I tell you about Mercury in Cancer? Mercury is the planet of communication, how you process information, your level of intelligence. It's also your mannerisms and your body language as well, okay? Mercury is co-ruled by Gemini. Virgo is the main ruler. Mercury is home to the 3rd house on the natal chart. The 3rd house represents local travels, communication, your early years in primary school, we call it in the UK. It can also represent your siblings, okay, how you communicate as well, intelligence, shit like that. Cancer's element is water. Cancer is a cardinal sign. What I like about Cancer is cardinal energy. Cancer is home to the 4th house on the natal chart. Cancer rules the moon. Moon represents your emotions, how you process your emotions. It represents the mother. It's all about nurturing. The 4th house on the natal chart represents your early years coming into the world. You know, your family structure, your mother, your home environment as well. So it's a very important house. When it comes to astrology, it's very important, okay? What happens when Mercury goes into the sign of Cancer? Water doesn't do particularly well in Mercury because Mercury is fast moving. Mercury doesn't travel too far away from the sun. All right, so to have your Mercury in Cancer, you must be a Cancer sun, a Leo sun, or a Gemini sun. Mercury falls into water, is forced to slow down, and water is all about the expressions of your emotions. You know, in Pisces, it's all about your psyche. In Scorpio, it's all about the depth. In Cancer, it's all about drawing the emotions. So when it falls into Cancer, the kind of person who does have Mercury in Cancer can be very emotional. And I've mentioned this a lot in Cancer videos anyway, but that's what Cancer is about. It's about the emotions of things, because you are ruled by the moon. The moon changes signs every 2 days. So your emotions are going to be up and down at times. What I have found with people who do have their Mercury in Cancer is when they are communicating with people, there is an element of, you're so sweet, because they are all about the feeling. So they tend to have very gentle, soft-spoken voices. Not for everyone, because you've got males as well who maybe have deep voices, etc. But they have a very gentle way of approaching you. Unless they have their Mars conjunct their Sun, very different, okay? That's very different. They also tend to have a very passive way of communicating, especially if they are getting mad, depending on what the Mars sign is in as well. But when it comes to communicating, especially, oh my God, listen, when I initially started working in an office, right, I had no idea how to communicate properly with people. I was just doing the typical Aries shit, just going in and just being aggressive, right? What I have found is sometimes when it comes to Mercury in Cancer, and this can be if you're evolved, unevolved, whatever, it all depends on how you relate to it. But you can be someone who goes in to a situation and you don't necessarily like that person, or that person isn't nice to you. And when it comes to communicating, especially via emails, you can be that passive aggressive person. So you would not go and approach that person, because Cancer doesn't really like conflict. They don't. And they don't ever start conflict either. But when they have this feeling, because remember, they are intuitive. It's about feeling. And when they feel like someone's not treating them right, or they got a really funny email from someone, they're going to react based on how they feel at that particular time. So instead of saying, "Hi Sharon, I'm really sorry that I came in late today, blah, blah, blah," they're going to say, Sharon. My apologies, I came in late today. It's just a play on words, but it can be very passive, and that's what I'm trying to say about the Mercury in Cancer. It has a passive feeling about it. It's because it's not very direct. It's about feeling, and they react based on their emotions. Also, when it comes to decision making, Mercury in Cancer can make decisions based off emotions because, again, they are ruled by the moon. It's about your emotions and stuff. So they're not very logical in regards to expressing, okay? It's all based off emotion. But at the same time, when they're expressing to other people, look at me getting mad in Aries right now. I'm joking, right? But when they're expressing to other people, they are about drawing the emotions out of them. When it comes to Cancer energy, they like to draw emotions out of people, especially when they are communicating with people that they square with. Listen, Mercury squares, it's not fun. Sun squares, it's not that bad, right? It's not nice, but it's not crazy. It's very difficult for Mercury squares because it's the way that you communicate and process the information. So my Mercury is actually in Taurus. It's not actually that bad, and it's in my 12th house. When you're a Mercury in Cancer and you're squaring, your Mercury will square with an Aries Mercury, with a Libra Mercury, and it will oppose Capricorn Mercury. All of these people express in many different ways, and how a Cancer likes to deal with people is by drawing emotions out of them. And these 3 different placements will respond differently towards them. And speaking of Capricorn, I'm from the Neptune in Capricorn generation. So a lot of people that do have their Mercury in Cancer, you guys are going to have Neptune oppose your Mercury, which is extremely difficult to deal with. So someone who has their Mercury in Cancer, when it comes to the dealing with the squares with people, Mercury Aries, Mercury Libra oppose Capricorn, you are going to be trying to draw emotion out of these people in different ways, all right? You are someone who's very intuitive, right? So you would know, okay, Mercury and Aries person, this person's funny. I want to be funny with them. So I'm going to try and draw laughter out of them. Mercury and Cancer people can be very, very funny, especially if you are a Leo sun, all right? Leo sun with Mercury and Cancer are hella funny people. They're all about performing. That will go really well with an Aries Mercury person who also likes to laugh, and Mercury Cancer person likes to draw out laughter with them. Dealing with Mercury in Capricorn a person, you might want to draw out the emotions from this person because, wow, they are someone who really seems a bit stiff. You know, Mercury Capricorn is not very good at expressing their emotions or their sadness, and they like to keep it for themselves, but they need that help. And that's where Mercury Capricorn and Cancer tend to work, because they are complete opposites, but there's an element of attraction, and Mercury Capricorn person needs to learn to express. And that is where Mercury Cancer helps them to offload. But this is what the whole energy does. It's about drawing the emotions out of others, because they know they can express every type of emotion possible, but they want to get it out of everybody else. So one thing I should mention is I'm also from the Neptune in Capricorn generation, and a lot of people that do have their Mercury in Cancer will also have an opposition to Neptune in Capricorn. So what happens when Neptune opposes? Now, Neptune is home to the 12th house. Neptune is all about your dreams, your illusions, confusions, being deluded, your imagination. It's home to the 12th house. It's ruled by Pisces. The 12th house is a ridiculously interesting house, all right? And when Neptune falls in opposition to your Mercury, it can make you someone who is very easily confused, who can also be very telepathic as well, and the telepathic comes from the 12th house, it comes from Neptune, all right? But your Mercury is an intuitive sign. You're going to be making your decisions based off feeling. When Neptune comes into play, it can make things, okay, I feel this way, but it can also make you very paranoid. You know, someone may be reacting a certain type of way towards you, but you may take it as, okay, this person really doesn't like me. You know, they hate me, but really they could just be having a bad day, you know, and it may not just be you. But because you have this opposition, it can make you feel confused to situations very easily. It creates a massive amount of confusion towards the reality and your imagination. And that's what Neptune does. The more I see Neptune on people's charts, it just gets me, like, I don't like Neptune, because Neptune squares are so important to look at, especially when you're looking at synastry, like Neptune to Mercury and synastry. Like, it's some deep stuff. That is definitely something you guys should look into if you do have a Mercury opposing your Neptune. It's very important that you look into that, because sometimes it can create someone who feels like they are the victim to a situation, especially with your Mercury being in Cancer. It has like a victim, I'm the victim kind of vibe anyway. When you put the Mercury opposing the Neptune, it just amplifies the I'm the victim here, when that really is not always the case. So that is my Mercury in Cancer video. I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it. I will see you on another series. Check out my whole Mercury series, and click the links in the bar description below. There's some important links down there. I will see you on the next one, people. Take care.